Christmas in the Acme Ballroom by Mable Brown Stewart. Letter 10, Darla. December 14th. Dear Miss Hatch, just moments before my alarm is set to go off, I wake up with a start. What about Darla, I think? My best friend? I can't join a secret society without Darla. Even though I'm not officially in, I feel like I've betrayed her in some way. We live in a small apartment on the second floor of the Acme building. Mom is in the kitchen making coffee. Am I allowed to tell her about the secret society, I wonder? Well, I think I'd better. I don't like keeping things from my mom. Hey, Mama, I say. Hey, Mo of my heart, she answers happily. Mom has seemed much more carefree these days. I want to ask you something. Mom pours 2 cups of coffee with plenty of cream and heads for our table. Let's have a chat, she says, presenting me with my favorite cup. So I'm really excited about the play. I'm meeting a lot of new kids and I'm making some new friends. That's wonderful. You sound a little worried, though, she says. The kids in the play, well, some of them, have asked me to join a secret society. I let that hang in the air for a moment. Mom looks at me with a slightly worried expression. What kind of secret society, she asks. Her eyebrows are pulled together. I think it's mostly ghost hunting. I mean, they get permission. Ah, I see, ghost hunting. That could be fun, so long as no one takes it too seriously. Mom takes a drink of coffee, and I can't tell exactly what she's thinking. Here's the thing, I continue. I don't feel I can join if Darla isn't allowed. Well, loyalty is a good thing, Mom says. Can you ask your theater friends if she can join too? Mom's suggestion seems pretty obvious, almost annoyingly so. But I wonder if it sounds nervy to make that kind of request. Darla's only in middle school. What if the other kids say no? Do you have any advice for me, Miss Hatch? I'm also wondering whether I will meet Jeff again. Will I find him when I return to the costume shop? I'm hoping that Mrs. D will give me a bit more information about when Jeff was here the last time. Is it possible it's the Jeff from that old magazine? And what does he have to do with the lights? So many questions. Cordially, Mo. Christmas in the Acme Ballroom by Mable Brown Stewart. Letter 11. Something Under the Rug. December 15th, 2015. Dear Miss Hatch, my mom has gotten entranced with thrift stores. Entranced, number 31 on Mr. Wells' vocabulary list. She goes now with me to all the best ones. I've discovered quite a few since we moved here. There are 2 in Port Fortune and 1 near Lamond and a few more in Forks. We often grab Darla, my best friend, and head out on Saturday to go thrifting while Vic packs up his gear and heads for the woods looking for Bigfoot. We are always hoping for great deals and cool objects. Vic is always hoping he doesn't see any monsters. Thrifting seems pretty harmless, especially compared to monster hunting, but Darla says it has its own dangers. Darla picked up this really old book called A Practitioner's Guide to Everyday Spells when we were in the Twice But Nice thrift store near Lamond. It was published in 1925, and the cover looks like it's made of red leather. Mom thinks it might be red Morocco, which is a really expensive way to cover a book, apparently. Anyway, Darla is obsessed with this book. She must have read it about 20 times. She found the spell about what to do when you get new objects for your house. You have to bless them in this special way by chanting some magical words. Thank you, maiden mother, graceful crone, for this object I now own. May it blessed always be, bringing love and happiness to me. Something like that anyway. I'm not sure if I'm remembering it exactly right. If you don't bless new stuff, the objects can bring negative energy into your house, or worse, the objects might be haunted. That's the last thing we need, right? Another otherworldly resident in the Acme building? No, thank you. Mom found this very cool throw rug in Port Fortune. She called it a knockoff, which is like a cheap imitation of something much more expensive. I still think the rug is very cool. It looks like one that Aladdin would ride around on. Mom said it's supposed to be a Persian rug. It is colorful and has neat designs on it. To top it off, it was half off. So it only cost $8. A deal. On that same trip, I found a nightlight that's shaped like a moon with a face on it. Darla said it looks creepy, but I like it. The moon's face looks friendly to me. Besides, I really like the idea of a nightlight. Anyway, my mom didn't seem open to the idea of chanting a spell when we got home with the rug. She said, it's just not my thing. And she tore off the tag and rolled it out in the front hall of the Acme. It looked great on the new tiles. There used to be this really grungy linoleum on the floor there, but Mom ripped that out and put down black and white tiles, which look much better, kind of like a chessboard. So today, Dr. Decay, the dentist who has an office in the Acme, has a little issue with the rug. I come downstairs to head to school, and he's standing near it with some kind of dental tool in his hand. He has an unhappy expression on his face. I notice that there's this weird bump as if something is under the rug. "You okay, Denny?" I asked. His first name is Denny, and Mom said it was okay to call him that after she checked with him, and then she gave me a 20-minute lecture on respecting old people. I mean, Denny isn't exactly old. I guess I mean older, not old. "Oh, Mo, yes," he says. He pauses and looks confused. Then he lowers his voice. "But look at that." He points to the lump. "What do you suppose that is?" "Well, something is under the rug. Let's look," I say, reaching to lift it up. "No," Dr. Decay screeches and blocks my hand. "Don't touch it. It was moving earlier." I laughed a little. "It moved?" "Yes," Dr. Decay says. "It definitely did. Too big to be a mouse." "A rat, maybe?" I suggest. Gross. "We better hope not, or we'll need an exterminator. I mean, I think the thing in the cellar finally left. We don't need another unwelcome visitor. I haven't heard anything lately, have you?" Denny points in the direction of the cellar. Okay, so I may need to explain something here. A while ago, we had a plumber come to check out some weird sounds coming from the basement. Some people thought the sounds were an old sump pump, but the plumber, Roger McNutt, ended up running from the cellar screaming. He said he saw something down there that really upset him. Some people think it may have been the Pickett swamp monster, which is a local legend. Delilah, who works with Denny, is certain that the monster sang to her from the cellar on the night that her boyfriend broke up with her. Apparently the monster is a pretty heartbroken fellow himself, and he even uses a ukulele to let people know how sad he is. But lately there haven't been any noises from the cellar. The door is nailed shut, but it seems like maybe whatever was down there has moved on. You know how you can feel when someone has left the house? There's a sort of empty feel to it. That's what it feels like. Oh, don't get me wrong. I'm not unhappy that our cellar is quiet now. I just feel the change. Anyway, back to the rug. I do see the lump, but I haven't seen it move while I'm standing there. Denny is still kind of cringing away from it, holding his spiky dental tool. I just decide to pick up the rug, sort of like ripping off a Band-Aid. I just swing it back before Denny can stop me. And you know what? There wasn't anything there except a couple of gross-looking flattened dust bunnies that aren't nearly big enough to be the lump. I look at Denny. He looks stunned. He then shrugs and says, "Well, that's weird. I know I saw something moving." I put the rug down and feel a little awkward. I say, "Well, whatever it was is gone now." Denny still looks a little pale. "I mean, I thought I heard it talking," he mutters, and then he just moves away back to his office. When he reaches his door, he looks back just for a moment. Said something about splitting the atom, and it said that I looked like I had gained some weight, he says, and then he's gone. Okay, so the lump is definitely strange, but the dust bunnies are also very unexpected. Buster would never sweep anything under the rug. "Miss Hatch, see what I mean about weird things here in Port Fortune? As soon as one thing fades away, something else kind of takes its place. The supposed swamp monster moves on, but now we have random lumps in our rugs that talk. I just wish things were a little more normal. How are things in Indiana? I miss you, Mo."